Welcome back to Wayward Wednesdays. Today we're talking periods and female abbeys and many, many more, so don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Wait for it. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. We'll explain why we're playing this song in just a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back to Wayward Pines After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're recapping episode 4 called Exit Strategy. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal, and I'm joined by these amazing co-hosts.
Hey guys, I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paige Bonanno.
I let you guys just
it always went to me. You guys went to me the last like 3 times. So
I'll change it up next time.
All right.
What's up, everyone? It's Jordana over here, and you guys can follow me at Jordana_Morfin.
Hey guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Let it flow.
Let it flow. A lot was flowing. Hey, first, let's go through our favorite lines of tonight's episode. Like,
yeah.
we start off.
Can I start first?
You start.
I feel like my lines are gonna take it away.
I know. Go for it.
Let's see. But perhaps at this juncture we should just think about perhaps at this juncture we should think about rescheduling.
That was mine.
Was it?
Oh my god.
Did I say it right? I said it
Wait,
right.
was
right?
that really a line that you guys actually liked that stuck with you?
Because the way that Arlene said it.
Arlene's creepy, and Arlene needs some.
She said, "At this juncture."
There you go. Well, no, you say it because you say it
we
better.
should consider rescheduling.
There
That's
you
good.
go.
She was like flirty with him and like trying to get with him or something.
She's just Arlene.
Here's my other one instead. How about this one? Nothing says Wayward Pines like a piece of fresh hot fudge.
And
I like that one. I scoffed at that.
Yeah.
Was that the right word?
I think that was my other one I was going to write down.
Okay,
That's a good
So we
one.
got it. We got it. Yeah.
Okay. You do realize you're asking children to bear children.
Damn.
Did you already do?
Definitely.
Mine was the Arlene one, but it was like, Mr. Hassler. How does she talk?
Yeah.
Mr. Hassler, I booked you a haircut and a body wax.
So we all loved Arlene
I
this
need
week.
that body wax. Also, I liked Xander when he said I colored outside the lines.
That's a good one.
Everyone should color outside the lines. All right.
should.
Tonight, did you guys like this episode? Did you think it was different? Did you think it was more giving you more answers to what's going on in Crazy Pines?
This had to be not PG-13, right?
No.
Yeah, it was a little...
This was a little outside the lines.
I mean, it's
Too
getting
outside.
a little intense with the whole like children bearing children,
pregnancy.
not even teens. Like she's 11, she's not even a
Babies
teenager.
bearing
Preteens.
Babies bearing babies. Yeah, it's just like kind of getting a little strange. And like, well, in the preview for next week, we saw how the brother was getting in bed with a different girl. It wasn't his sister. But like when she said, "Oh, it's time for you two to do what's best for Wayward Pines," did that mean incest?
Right.
Like I'm a little confused.
I
by
did
that.
initially think she
I
meant
thought so, too.
separately,
Oh,
not
no,
together.
I thought she
thought,
meant
yeah.
separately, but then we saw him getting in bed with a different girl.
yeah. No, with
I mean, incest would not be. I mean, she's like, you have to do what's best for Wayward Pines. Like, that wouldn't be best.
Right.
So, like,
No.
maybe she didn't mean that.
Right.
But then they definitely should have clarified that.
No, because it was like an instant thought. I don't know why it was an instant thought. Maybe because I thought...
maybe
from
because we're all
last-
so dirty.
Well, because they're talking, the brother's talking
Right.
about the sister's period, and it's
Exactly.
just weird.
Yeah.
And then she's like, now it's time for you two to do what's
I
best.
thought
Not
they
like,
were.
maybe she meant you two as in, like, it's best for her to start bearing children and you to tell the truth about it or
Right.
something.
But then I thought about last week and we talked about this and we can agree to disagree. But when we were trying to figure out who's Jason's parents, for some reason all of a sudden I was just like, oh my god, is Pilcher and Pam Jason's parents? That is
It
just...
kind of like it clicked for like I thought that's what it was.
A lot of you actually, the comment section did come up with an interesting hypothesis that Theo and Rebecca are the parents of Jason, which it might not be too far off, which is why maybe Rebecca and Theo have such importance. So that could be one theory.
Rebecca's definitely important.
See, I don't get
Yeah.
that. Like,
Definitely
it doesn't
important.
seem like they'd be the parents, but I mean, some of
'Cause
the
I feel
people
like-
on YouTube like always get it right. So I feel like maybe in the comments like that is right, even though I don't think it is,
Right.
because they
who
always get it
knows?
right.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were, we'd already have that interaction. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they have no idea. They're clueless. But we'll
What,
find
they like
out.
drugged him and like made him have sex and then pop out a kid? How would she not know though?
Maybe she was pregnant already.
When she was in Hawaii and when they had the whole pregnancy talk, why do they have to have a pregnancy talk?
But, like-
and why are they not being forced to have a child?
But you know what I mean? Like,
tried.
wouldn't Rebecca can't just push a baby out of her vagina and not know it?
Right. Well, no,
no,
remember
they didn't know who it was. Maybe we don't know. There's
So
a
you think
confusion.
like maybe Rebecca knows that they had a kid, but Theo doesn't?
Maybe that.
I remember Miss Fisher did like throw some shade at her earlier when she was like,
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Exactly.
But then that wouldn't make sense, because why would she say you were a failure at having a kid if they had Jason, who's their end all be all? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they stole Jason.
That's what that was my initial thought. What if
Maybe they
like,
drugged her while she was having a pregnancy.
Mm.
She didn't know, and they took Jason.
Maybe she thought she like had a miscarriage or something. You never know.
Guys, you YouTube comments are, leading us to think like this. So thank you for that. Well, let's get into the episode, okay? Because we have a lot to talk about. So we open up with Xander, who's stuck in a hole, and we were talking about how he would have already been eaten up by now.
Yeah.
Right.
These Abbeys, as we find out, have a method. The fact that he killed the Abbey, though, it seems like they're so human-like, more than they are, let's say, zombies on Walking Dead. With one bite, if you watch Walking Dead, one bite can just kill you instantly. Yet these Abbeys fight like they're more human, so it's hard to differentiate them too much.
Right. Did you guys think, like, if you were scratched or bit by an Abby, you would turn into Abby? That's what I thought initially.
Like I said,
I never
Walking
even
Dead.
thought that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the first season, I felt like if you got bit, you were contagious and you're gonna turn into an Abby. But then I realized, like,
Just like The Walking Dead.
yeah, just like The Walking Dead, and realized no,
I love
because
that
they're
show.
just like, it's not like they're contagious.
Right,
Yeah.
they're just
They're just
crazy.
new.
Advanced
Aberrations,
humans.
right?
Jason's
Advanced
been
dirty
bit, or
humans.
not Jason, sorry, Xander's been bit. He's fine.
Right, and
Right,
then
right.
and scratched, and Adam Hassler.
Oh yeah, all
over
over
his
him.
stomach.
But that's a little weird because he's acting a little strange the way.
But I feel like he's just been
Yes.
out there for so long that
he's
he's
just,
just
like,
traumatized.
PTSD. We
Yeah.
said that, right?
Yeah,
Post-traumatic stress
yeah.
disorder.
True.
Because 3 years or more
he's
being
been-
out there.
Yep,
And
yep.
now he's just dreaming of Abby's everywhere.
Before we get to Adam, though, right after we see that interaction between Xander and the Abbey, we see a meeting happening between CJ, Jason, Fisher, and Carrie. And they're talking about pregnancies, which is gross, about how they're just waiting for the girls to have their periods right away and then they go have sex. And they're also talking about the crops, which it seems to be CJ's role, which is getting the food.
Right.
Which we later on find out, though, that food's just the small part of it. There's a bigger reason behind why CJ is so adamant on going out there and
He wants to show that people can survive out there.
There's
He wants to
hope
give
out
them
there.
do you think he has
Yeah.
a secret agenda?
I feel like
Yeah,
he does, doesn't he? He looks
definitely.
like
I
he
like
does.
him. Do you guys like CJ?
I like
do.
him.
He makes me feel like there is hope.
He's been there the
Wayward Pines.
longest, along with Pam,
Right.
as we found out in the last episode.
Right.
And he has a more common sense to him. He's not just lost in Wayward Pines.
Question. Now, we talked about this. I saw you when I said it. They have licorice, they have candy, they have ice cream,
Beer.
they have beer.
Which is why we think food probably is not the
doesn't
biggest
make
issue
But they
there.
can't get out, and they were saying that if Jason didn't get out there, they would have starved last year.
Right.
doesn't
How
make
are they
sense.
What
making
kind are they talking
I mean, those
More
could be
like
leftovers.
They're goodies.
Like, they're goodies.
How are they making these goodies?
They're making more goodies. Like they have cake, they have all this stuff. Like it's like, okay.
Yeah, where are you
Weird.
getting these
Where
ingredients?
are they making it?
Right.
Like beer?
I don't
What
know.
they ferment their own
fermented?
beer.
It
I
makes
have no
sense.
idea.
They don't even. How do they have wheat? They can't even get anything. That's BS.
Those are probably just like, I don't know, leftovers they have. They're just running out. Who knows? I don't know.
But they
I
said
don't know
that
how it
everybody was
works.
going to starve if they didn't.
Soon, probably they're planning ahead for the next 5
No,
years.
Jason said last year if he didn't go out and plant the crops where he did, they would have starved.
I guess it kind of makes sense because it's like you're not going to live off of ice cream, you know? Like,
I could definitely
would.
live.
I mean, I definitely
Couldn't
could.
we all, guys?
But I
I
guess
guess
when it's
you
like
brought- yeah.
vegetables
Right.
and, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I guess. I mean, you
But
can get your dairy
but
from
that's what
ice
I'm
cream.
saying though.
Yeah.
If they don't have dairy to get milk, where are they getting ice? Like
Maybe it's not
there's
ice
no
cream.
way they would have licorice.
Right.
Who knows?
Everything is vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I said that in the first episode.
Oh, right. And then we see Adam Hassler come back, which I think, didn't Jordana, you and I talked about that outside the show, or was it you and me and
think you
Paige?
and Paige.
We talked about it, yeah.
We were suspecting that Adam Hassler would come back, and here he is looking like, Leonardo DiCaprio from The Revenant.
Yeah.
literally.
Right.
And he, like we talked about, he definitely has some stress imagining these
Yeah.
Abbeys. So
I
he
would
ran
too. Yeah.
into Xander, and they had a really interesting conversation because Adam is definitely the tool and the key to letting us know how these Abbeys work and how we can defeat them. What'd you guys get from all his talk about they do a lot of things, they have their own ways, and when he tells Theo that they're not enemies, they're replacements. What did you
Right.
guys think of that immediately? What?
Well, I think, I don't know, I said this a while ago, just because they're becoming smarter and whatnot, they're just they're evolving. So that's what I think he means. It's just they're going to be the new species that are
Right.
going to take over.
And I feel like that's when we say stop messing with things we shouldn't mess with.
Right.
Because Pilcher might have thought, okay, like we're all gonna die, the whole human race is gonna die, but he never thought that if evolution happened before,
It's gonna
why
happen
could it not
again.
have happened again? So I pose this question to Paige, like, or all of you guys, I think. Would you, if you had the chance to do something like this, would you do it? Like, would
We
you?
talked about that last week.
I feel like
man.
you need to just let humanity and like let the
Yeah.
world go on as it was supposed to go on. Like Pilcher did this thing that he shouldn't have ever done in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's life, you know. Like humanity, it will evolve again.
And I feel like I think he did that once again because of his like Napoleon syndrome. He wanted to
Yeah.
be the savior and the hero of humanity.
but
type
he did it all
situation.
wrong, and now it's
He
like
did. Now he's messing it up is what's happening. Because if they're never able to evolve, you know what I mean? The whole destruction of the earth is going to happen again.
But what I'm
Exactly.
curious about is, so you know how not Pilcher, Hassler, you know how he has like these visions and
Yeah.
it's like the Abby's attacking and all of this stuff, and obviously we see later on, you know, the whole body. Because Xander wasn't attacked, they like put him in a
A gopher hole was what it looked
Right.
like.
We don't
confusing.
know for sure if they actually put him in the ditch, do we? We know
they
that
have
for
to
sure.
because
they
they
have to
pulled
because
him.
why would he
Who
get
else?
himself in his own ditch?
yeah. They pulled
and they would have
him.
killed him if they wanted.
So that's what I'm
Right.
confused. Are they like not killing everyone that they encounter, or you
feel
know,
like-
are they picking? It's weird because obviously Xander, they threw him in there. And they
Same
did.
with Adam, who survived for so
Right.
But
long.
I feel like
So-
we can't know that for sure until we know how Ben died. You know.
Right.
Well, we
true.
saw how he died.
No,
well,
but
but
Ben
didn't
didn't.
why did the
He was-
Abbeys do that to Ben and they didn't do it to
Yeah.
other people?
Yeah, that's
then?
what I'm confused. So are they actually hurting, or are they not hurting?
Or are they
people?
trying to help them?
Yeah, they trying to
Right.
help. It's
Ben
weird.
didn't look like he was like eaten up. He still had his arms and legs. It was
Yeah,
underneath
he
the
did
bag.
look-
They didn't show
Maybe
his
something
face.
else happened to him.
You know what I mean? But maybe he just didn't survive. Remember, like, I think Hassler said if you could survive, you know, there's a method to the madness if you could actually survive the situation, right? So, I don't know. Maybe they're experimenting themselves and trying to keep people like that, like how they had the Abbeys in the main area in a cage. I think Xander was put in that gopher hole. I call it a gopher hole because it looked like a hole for like people to live in.
As an
So,
experiment.
yeah, and to like, you know, like kind of
Study their
him.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the whole human race was just completely destroyed. And then from what comes from that are Abbeys who might become more human-like. Like
And
starting
they are.
over. Just like how there's a theory how we came from apes.
Yeah.
Same how we would come from Abbeys yet again. It's like evolution starting itself over. Yet this saving of human race is messing up
getting in the way now.
whole,
Yeah.
the whole
Process.
process.
Exactly.
So going back to the whole choosing about who dies, I don't know why or how the Abbeys would choose that. But Rebecca and Xander kind of had an interesting connection.
Oh my
So it's almost like
Weird.
and you know, Ben was never really appreciated in Wayward Pines, so maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know.
what do you
Like,
mean
that's
it
a
has-
far-fetched theory.
With Ben? It has something to do with Ben?
No, with the fact that who Abbeys choose to keep alive or not.
Oh.
Because Ben was just completely, you know, shunned from.
You mean the
Sorry for the dead air. I was just thinking. I guess I got caught up in my
are you
own
talking
mind,
about,
but
like, them letting Xander back in without anything, like he's
it's
still
just
alive.
I'm just talking about the Abbeys choosing Xander and Adam over Ben. Why? Maybe we'll get into that later.
I don't
But
know. Maybe
speaking
we'll
of
find
Rebecca and Xander, Rebecca is like a mom to Lucy now. We'll get back to more of
the
that.
flirting, because I really want to get back to
To what? Sorry.
The flirting.
Flirting.
Well, oh yeah, we'll get to that. I just go in order, but we can talk about that, but we won't. Okay, so Rebecca, we will later. Okay, Rebecca and Lucy though, because Lucy is,
Poor girl.
yeah, she's like struggling right now
Right.
with.
So sad.
They catch her trying to wash her dress. Was it her
Yeah,
dress?
I think it was her underwear or
so
something. I
underwear?
think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
So what do you guys think of Rebecca in this episode? Because I saw a little bit more of a tough leader in this. I'm starting to
like
warm
her
up to her
again,
because
yeah.
before I was just like, you are insignificant to me right now.
Right.
But she seems to be kind of rebelling against Wayward Pines
Yeah.
as before she was just so
I like how she stood up
obedient.
to Megan, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it just makes me wonder like how involved she is. Like I need to know more about that because like
has to be.
she just stood up to Megan and was just like, well, you know,
Choose your fights.
choose your
basically,
fights.
yeah.
Like you're not going to win this fight.
Yeah.
So basically, like kind of suggesting that she's more important than Megan.
No, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
Megan was like, well, I have to report to Jason in 30 minutes. And she was like, go
About
ahead.
what? That Rebecca? She goes that Rebecca
about
Yedlin's
what?
not
Yeah.
following the rules.
Right.
Like, well, you would report it if anybody else wasn't following the rules. So
Right.
why? What makes Rebecca special?
Right.
I think Rebecca you know how we were talking about that she helped.
Involvement,
Yeah,
yeah.
the involvement. I think she maybe had an involvement with like the creation of Wayward Pines, and maybe she's like, okay, now I'm here, so I'm gonna go with it, you know. But at the same time, she has like her own, you know, she's strong about things like, okay, well, obviously an 11-year-old girl isn't gonna, you know, there's things that she maybe likes about it, and then there's
she
things
still
that
stands up for.
Right.
So like an 11-year-old girl's not gonna have, you know,
she did the architecture for the whole town. She might have even built the fence.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even think of that.
Who knows at this point?
That's true.
I'm very confused about her.
Yeah, I know.
But
She's
I did
definitely
like
a mystery.
her a lot more just because she stood up.
She does have a soft spot. She's compassionate.
She's a badass too. I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And what do you guys think of Jason Theo not revealing everything to Jason?
I love it. I just love him standing up to Jason.
Right.
You love that, but what's the harm in not telling him about Adam Hassler?
Well, I think it's what he made a point. Why doesn't
Why
doesn't he go asking himself?
He just doesn't like the way that Jason goes about
Yeah.
things and the way that he's so snotty and like rude to everybody.
Yeah.
Like he can be a leader and be a better leader than that.
Right.
And I think like Theo is like just kind of standing up to that. Like I mean, he's kind of pissed about the age thing too. Just like, why is this kid running everything? But it's just about being respectful. Like he's just a jerk.
Right. I think it's both an ego thing. They both have big egos.
Exactly.
Nonetheless,
A
you
cute
know.
jerk.
Yeah, he is hot. I mean,
all
I
the
do
ladies
like it.
and some of you men too. We think Jason's hot.
I feel like
so.
he just got way hotter in the last couple episodes.
We'll
yeah.
try to bring him in so we can have some more interaction.
No, I'll get too
Literally.
nervous. I'm just kidding.
Literally, that was like a 5-minute conversation when we were watching Wayward Pines.
We like had to pause it. Like, can we just talk about Jason for a second?
Yeah, I
Jason.
mean his abs in the last episode.
Here we go.
And he looked good.
It was pretty defined and sculptured, and I like when he wore that sweatshirt and kind of zipped it down. I was like, nice fashion choice.
All right, ladies. Let's bring
Hey,
it back.
you know, you could pretend.
Let's bring it back. Just joking, guys.
You better be.
Also his height. But what was I going to
Add the last part in.
I had to. He also brought up Pam.
Yeah.
Theo brought up Pam about killing.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you have to kill her?
But you know, I mean, back to why he kind of held it in and didn't tell Jason everything. It's because I feel like he wants to have some sort of control.
Yeah.
Because he feels like he could do a better job in a sense, or maybe he could just. He doesn't want to divulge all the information he knows, so he could study the situation himself.
Yeah, I think he
Try to find out what
wants
happened.
a plan for himself.
Exactly.
He's gonna be like an Ethan, you know.
He doesn't want to just feel like he's in the shadows with all these other people. Like he wants to do something about it.
Right.
So let's talk about that musical.
The musical.
Yeah. Pines smell good. There's an abbey
Right? How
on the
did that?
side.
Oh, I wish I remembered.
Abbey on the side.
We should have recorded that. And done
Shoot, there was just like the trees dancing, and then the little kid was dressed up as an Abby on the
An
side
Abby.
Yeah,
because
that
he was like just all in silver,
great.
just like
Yeah,
kind of standing
silver.
there. I'm like, wouldn't he be like going crazy or something? And they had Pilcher's head in the sun,
that
like
was
or in the
so
moon or
weird.
whatever.
That was weird.
It was so interesting, but I was just
Hail
like,
to
Wayward
the
Pines, Pines last forever.
Right.
Like, okay.
We like to smell you.
Pines smell good. Oh, you smell good.
Yeah, that was
You
so
smell
strange.
good.
That was so
You smell good.
I wish I could bring that up right now and play it.
Gosh, like.
ringtone. Right. But Lucy just gets up and leaves, which I don't blame her. And we see more interaction with her and her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't really look alike.
We didn't know it was
we
her brother
don't.
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like her
and find
boyfriend or
out
something. I was like, he looks
later.
like he's like.
But I'm curious
Like
to
18.
see Frank's secrets, which Lucy brings up. She's like, I didn't tell Miss Fisher everything
Your
about
secret.
you.
I wonder what he's done.
I know.
Maybe he
was
doesn't
curious.
like girls.
I was thinking that. I was like, is he
Because-
gay?
When he was
So much
laying
of-
in bed, I was
I
like,
didn't think that. Because he wasn't interacting with the men. I was like, in my head, I was like, maybe he's gay.
Come on, there has been no gay character yet. Actually,
Yeah,
You know what? I was actually thinking like, oh, what if someone was gay? But I didn't even put together that he might be
And
gay.
also when we saw like the scenes for next week when they're in bed, I'm like, oh, he probably doesn't want to be in this situation.
I
He
thought
probably
that
doesn't
too.
know what to
But
do.
then I thought Miss Fisher wouldn't give a shit, and she'd be like, I don't care.
No,
sleep
she-
with
oh,
him.
they would
doesn't.
never.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I mean, even if the people are gay, like it doesn't matter. Like they're still gonna be.
and if he were to do it, he would be doing it for the sake of humanity type situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that when he went to go eat a sandwich and he was by himself. Like, he's thinking of something. There's a secret. There's something
Right?
that's holding back from him.
Yeah, I feel like regardless of like your sexuality, anything, like you are gonna follow the rules and you are gonna have babies. You know what I mean?
That sandwich looked good too. Why? I don't know why it looked good. Maybe I'm hungry. Why are they forcing the names Carrie and Jason though to recreate?
Why aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder. Carrie looks like she's like.
They could
that,
have
like
so many
she-
kids together where there's sexual chemistry.
Why don't
Right.
they?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's like, why aren't they?
Maybe she can't have kids or something.
Maybe. Maybe. She looks like. I mean, she's pretty militant. She looks like she.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if she could, she would have already.
Yeah.
I feel like they play by the rules.
But because they're the leaders,
because
they
they're
have
the
the right
leaders.
to say no. But it's like, well, you're totally going against your whole.
But I feel like Jason
rule.
would want to. I don't know. I
I'm
feel
sure
like
they do, but maybe they can't.
I feel like maybe they can't because they're definitely having sex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, we never really saw them.
I know, but I'm
past 3
saying
seconds, but
they're having sex.
You know, we saw that
You
nice
could,
body.
yeah, we did
you
see
could
that.
follow the @Wayward Pines writers. Thanks for interacting with me on Twitter, guys, and give them some story pitches.
Okay, hey.
What was your pitch?
Oh, what's
your
What my
pitch?
pitch be? To make what's this brother's name? Frank. To make Frank gay. That would be my pitch.
Oh, okay.
It would cause for like.
Well, he might already be, but that would be what I would say to
But
do.
it would cause for an
Okay.
interesting storyline actually, because like how would they like? Because okay,
How do
would
they
go about
deal
it?
with that?
Because everything there seems like once again it's like back to like what day and age they're going backwards.
And I'm saying
going forward.
it'd be very, very hard to like just sneak around and be like, okay, I'll live my life, have the kids, live with the woman, whatever. But it'd be really hard to like sneak around Wayward Pines.
Yeah.
It's not like you could just like see him on the side.
I definitely think that's the way this
But I
is
feel
gonna
like
go.
they
though.
would know. I feel like they know everything, and it's not hard to hide a secret like that.
He's still really young. I mean,
He's still really young. Maybe
Maybe he doesn't even like realize it himself.
He's
or
figuring. He could figure
just
things out or
realized
whatnot.
it.
But it would be a cool storyline because, like I said, like you don't like. Would this be is it 1950s accepting or 2016 accepting?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Or 40-23 accepted, which
Yeah.
could be a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. Or they wouldn't even know how to accept it because they're back in this whole militant, almost Hitler-like town.
before they even talked about that kind of
Also,
stuff.
they are first generation, right? He's a first
he's a first
generation, so he
generation,
probably
yeah.
doesn't even know. Like, I'm assuming since he was brought up in this Fisher, all he's learned his
He
whole
doesn't
life
even know
was,
that that's a
Male and
possibility.
female.
Yeah, so maybe he doesn't even know what it
see,
means
that would
to be
a
gay.
dope
Yeah.
storyline
Yeah.
because like he could find it, you know what I mean, and
he's
talk about it, and maybe because no one wants to talk about it because all they know is a guy has to be with a girl type situation.
So he doesn't. Maybe he
It'll
doesn't
be
know.
it'll be interesting to see. It would be a crazy weird pitch to see. Oh, I got y'all thinking. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, the thought did come across when I was watching it, but I just kind of like shunned it away. So I'm happy we're bringing it up because it could be
It could be a thing.
different.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And also Teresa's interaction with Adam.
Yeah, she's pissed. Yeah.
Totally pissed.
would
Again,
be-
we were all thinking, what is she still doing on the show?
Who
Because
knows?
Ben is dead, and who knows what her role will be.
Well,
She just like recognized this man like in all this.
How did she recognize? Well,
Like,
she
she's
did
like,
work
Adam?
closely with Adam.
Yeah.
But he was
'Cause
all
she-
covered in hair. and
Because she
stuff.
used to be his coworker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I know we're all saying like, what is she gonna do now? Like she has nothing.
Revenge.
But yeah, I feel like her role is gonna just pick up a little bit now that she knows
Right.
It needs to pick
Ben
up.
is
Dead.
got
Because that's what
dead.
she was holding out for was that whole.
So now she's gonna be like,
Now she
like
knows.
it's time to. I don't know what we're gonna see. Maybe like
Right.
a
we
Step
kind
up.
of saw like when she looked at him, like she kind of had the fire in her
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, it's the mom. You know what I mean? It's the mom button. Like you just pressed my buttons way too far now.
Right.
And how
It's
do
a
you
parent
think?
button.
How do you think Adam is going to adapt? What do you think is going to come from his character? Do you think he's going to die, or do you think he has future in the show?
Why do you think he decided to go back? So does he? Because
I think he was really struggling out there, and like Xander said, I found him. He's lucky.
No.
Oh.
Why did he decide to go back?
I know,
out?
right?
It was,
So-
What do you mean go back? Oh, with
To
the
go
cars?
back out with everyone.
Probably to just.
I thought that too. I was like, isn't he already so
think-
like
Yeah,
stressed?
if you're not, that's why.
I think I know why.
Because he knows the outside area. They need him as a tool.
No, they do, but I think I know why he wanted to go back. Because he said he's here for somebody.
Teresa.
I think he wanted to tell Teresa, and I think he knew Ben died, and he hid Ben's
He
body.
hid Ben's body.
Yeah, and I think he brought
Oh, good
Ben's
point.
body
He's
back
probably the
out.
one when we saw him back in the woods. He probably brought him.
Remember
Why did he
the
say then I
flashlight?
didn't see him?
Huh?
Well, he
She asked.
lied.
He lied because I don't think he wanted to like.
Break the news.
Because he
He's
did
right
tell
there.
Teresa, "I'm here for you."
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But so Adam Hassler, like Pilcher sent a bunch of these nomads out to go in different directions and see what they could find.
Right.
None of the other nomads have came back except for him. But like, so is Adam Hassler just like literally lost out there for 3 years, and then all of a sudden when Xander's out there, then he found him, or like he was heading back that way, or like why did he stay out there just because he was lost? Or like, was he staying out there to try to find other things?
I think Pilcher never helped him get back.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So he didn't know where he was.
I don't think so.
Because he did ask, like, oh, I was out here to find things, and Xander goes, what did you find? He said, I found you.
Yeah.
And then he went back to Wayward Pines.
I think he found other people and other things. I have a feeling.
But so he didn't stay out there by his own will. Like, maybe they only sent them out there for a couple days at a time or something, brought him back. Like, where were these nomads? Do you see what I'm saying?
Maybe they all died.
Yeah.
No, I know they all died, but like, like they just sent the nomads out and just expected them to stay out there forever?
They were supposed to be a special unit, and then they communicated back. Remember, they found the videos of them in San Francisco and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, okay. So through electronics.
Through electronics, I think that was their job. So they had to try to survive. Like they were like, what's that guy's name that's on TV that does like the whole survival? I forgot his name, but they were basically just trying to survive the whole time to give back information to Wayward Pines about what's happening outside. And I think he was going to try to go back, but I have a feeling like Pilcher was like, no, you stay there.
I'm just saying, like, maybe once he lost communication with them, then he didn't know.
Maybe,
didn't know where to go, where.
But Wayward Pines is supposed to be what state? What's the old state that Wayward Pines is supposed to be? Idaho?
Something like that, yeah.
And so, okay, Idaho and San Francisco aren't too far from each other. But
Right.
that's still a trek. I feel like they had helicopters in the beginning, because remember they used to have a whole bunch of helicopters. Maybe they had that, then something happened, then
They probably sent different nomads to different parts of like the U.S. to like kind of see if.
But your question is like, why didn't he try to find his way back?
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I know,
was
I'm
he just lost
thinking.
out there this whole time and he couldn't find his way back until he saw Xander?
Did he not
or did
really
he
want
just
to go
not?
back?
Yeah, or was he just, like, I'm still on this mission 3 years
who knows?
later?
Maybe that story will come out.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Interesting.
Wayward Pines always getting us to think on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Right, Wednesday's wisdom. Wayward Pines.
Wisdom.
Yeah, I wonder. Who is let's go back to Xander and Rebecca, because you guys like to talk about that. I actually think Xander is a good actor. I think he's really natural, the way he delivers his lines. I think he's the most natural actor so far that I saw.
I don't know how to feel about it. Well, I kind of do feel like they have something going on, because I have a feeling
steamy.
that before Theo was there, she was involved with someone.
Isn't he kind of young though?
Hey, we don't. This age apparently doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess.
I already knew, like, because she wasn't wearing her ring and all that stuff. So I'm like, she's definitely with someone in Wayward Pines. It has to be him. And now I'm like,
was she sad, like more like sadder when he was
because
gone?
he works at the ice cream store that she named.
Yeah.
And remember, maybe they were together before. Oh, maybe they were paired up, and then they were supposed to have the baby, and that didn't work out. And then when they were like, "We need your husband, and you're going to be back with your husband," type situation.
And they haven't had sex. Remember, she said you haven't reconsummated since.
That's why he's still on the show, which is why they need to save him, because they probably have a history versus Ben, who just has like a normal-looking face.
She's
Poor
just
Ben,
banging
I'm with
Xander
you,
on the
I'm sorry.
side. Rebecca's
I have
a
another
slut.
face too. It's fine. Huh?
I said Rebecca's a slut.
She's a cougar too.
Yeah, right.
She's a cougar, and
I wonder
think
the age difference, though.
no, and I think come on now, like your husband hasn't been away for how long?
Yeah, she
And you
needs to
think
keep
he's
herself
not- he might not-
occupied.
You think she fell in love with Xander though?
But they didn't look like they were in love.
Yeah.
More like they had a fling for each other.
Maybe in lust. I mean, that licorice.
Because that wave he gave
That
her from
licorice.
across the street.
Right.
Yeah, and that licorice though.
Yeah, that licorice though.
That licorice though.
That licorice though.
Hashtag that licorice though.
Yeah, right. That's the hashtag for tonight's episode.
I don't know.
Yeah, we always come out just like dumbfounded. Is that the right word?
No, it is. I think everyone that I talk to that watches Wayward
I was never good at
Pines
vocabulary. Yeah.
never knows what to expect.
Yeah.
I still never know what to expect. Now we give these premonitions and predictions, I think, which we're about to probably go in soon too. But like
Soon, yeah.
like I feel like we come out with these predictions. Some of them come true or whatnot, but they might come true, but then they go in another direction.
It always goes somewhere
It
else.
always goes in another
Always,
direction.
which makes for good television to keep us hooked and
No,
keep
it
your
does.
ratings up.
Seriously.
And let's talk about the last scene with that creepy carousel. Of course, there has to be a creepy carousel.
Right.
And out comes a female Abby, which
Right.
we were never really thought about. We just
I didn't think about male or female.
No,
Either.
but that's the most imperative part of this because they're also procreating just like humans. So what does that mean?
When you saw the Abby,
Right.
like the male Abby naked, I didn't see any,
Yeah.
anything
She
at
actually
all.
has,
but she had breasts.
human-like breasts, which makes it seem that they're just more human. They're just more like us.
Right.
And then-
Like 2 weeks ago when they said evolution's becoming much
Right.
closer.
Did you see? Okay, did you see the close up of them in the next clip?
Kind of.
And she looked
Like a
lot-
human, like a woman.
Right.
Like a woman.
superhuman, like her.
Way more
skin
human
was-
without the crazy teeth and
Right.
like gnawing and stuff. You know.
Also,
Yeah.
hello, she's now we're really we're seeing that they're like really evolving. She's probably the one who turned on the carousel and turned it
Right.
off. Like, how does she even know? How does she even know?
Right.
Also, I wonder how long she's been in there. So
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
she's been planning this to
Because how has she been inside the fence?
Yeah.
And no one's known.
And no one's
No one's
noticed?
known.
right.
I know.
She's like hiding under the carousel or
Where did
something.
She knows how to go
Where
around.
did she come from?
They said they have methods.
She came from underneath from the gopher hole.
go for
Ooh,
whole.
maybe they're starting to go under.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
could be
true.
Like an ant farm.
So they're trying
Theory.
to literally replace all the humans and have them live peacefully
Right.
inside, outside, everywhere.
They have their meetings and like, okay, their population
do.
is
They
down.
have their own
crops are down, blah, blah, blah.
They're doing the same thing.
They're doing the same
literally
thing.
doing
It's
the same thing
parallel
Their population is
universe.
down.
They're like, who are these things?
Which is
Right.
why they choose certain things just like Pilcher and Pam
Yeah.
choose certain people to
Exactly.
live. It's like they have their own
interesting.
parallel
Yes.
universe. Right? Doesn't that be like,
I don't know
what?
what's going on, you guys. I don't.
Well,
Paige
this
is
leaves
like,
us
too much right now.
at a perfect spot to go into predictions.
Oh, God.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I want to start off with one prediction, then I'll go into more. But I think they're all going to get stranded out there for a little bit while. Let's go into other people.
All the people?
Yeah, which might leave like Theo and Rebecca to kind of lead in conflict
How are they
with
going to get
Jason.
stranded? Oh, how do you think they're going to get stranded?
I just think that they might catch up with a few Abbies and
Kind of.
Oh!
The
You're
ones
talking
that
about
are
the people that are
outside,
in that are already outside.
like CJ,
Oh, I was like, wait,
Adam,
how are they?
Teresa.
Okay.
Who knows? They might find out more things outside. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious they're going to get in contact with more Abbies.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like one prediction I have, but I want to start with you guys first.
I really think that what's his name, Frank or brother. I do think he's gay. I have a feeling. I don't know. I just have a feeling that he might go into because we saw the scene of them in bed. I have a feeling he's like gonna go into it,
Freak out.
and freak out,
Yeah.
and like won't be able to do it, and then Fisher's gonna maybe start to realize like like there's something iffy.
Right. Not like she hasn't seen it before. She's from our time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like Adam Haster's not gonna last much longer. I feel like next week might be his last episode, to be honest. Like,
Interesting.
I feel like he's already like so like messed up in his stomach, and like he's just kind of like really like messed up from everything. Like he's either just gonna like have a little more time and then like say one last thing like oh the Abbies, you know, and then like die, or like maybe Teresa's gonna try to get revenge on him or something because she's already really pissed. She saw her son dead. She's got the fire in her eyes now. She was like, this is your fault. I don't know. I don't see very much of a future for Hassler.
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, I think he might not last very long.
I think Castler's going to be in there maybe for 1 or 2 more episodes, and he's going to leave with something like he's going to die, but he's going to leave them with something like crazy.
Like a
You know what I
big
mean?
thing
Like
at the end. That's been saying
evolutionary,
it.
or
like
something.
crazy. I think Teresa is something's going to happen, and she's going to come back with a higher ranking than she is just as a civilian. Because remember, the people that go out there, they're considered heroes. Like CJ is considered a hero for doing what he does. Type situation.
What I'm wondering is like they just let anybody go outside. No, they let Teresa go in. They
did.
let Hassler
I
go
think
out.
it was like
Like,
volunteers and stuff like that. But like I think CJ and Teresa are going to team up.
and they're close.
see
Like
that,
she
yeah.
let
Yeah.
it. He just let her
And
in.
then Yedlin's gonna come. What's his name? Theo.
But like, doesn't Jason need to sign off on this to let Teresa out and to let Hassler back out?
Who knows? I don't
Like
know.
it's like the army people that go out there.
Right.
I call them the army. I don't really know what
no,
they.
they have that look.
Right.
I think down the road they're going to do an experiment where a female Abby or a male Abby
Procreate
with a human,
with a
With
human.
a human.
to test it out.
That's such a good prediction.
And once
it's
again, that'll
gross.
just mess up
one-
the cycle.
Mess
It
up
will
the
mess
whole
up the
cycle.
natural process of
Process.
evolution.
Right. Well, Pilcher already did
They
it in the
might
beginning.
think that's their only hope for survival
Yeah.
and to keep the human race.
I can see that. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's crazy.
But they just need to chill out. Like just let evolution do their own thing.
Hey,
They should've.
listen,
Yeah.
Paige, it's happening in today. That's why we have such climate
I
problems,
know.
right?
Well,
God.
if there's
Us
a Pilcher
humans
out
are
there,
effing up
Yeah.
this environment, including me. I don't even know how to save it, but
It's
Right.
true.
maybe
Listen.
the show will give us more keys. So.
Actually, listen. I know there's some people out there who totally believe in like cryogenics and all this other stuff, and long-lasting lives like that are freezing people or whatnot. If you're one of those people watching our shows because you're super interested in Wayward Pines, I would really be interested in having you on our show to just talk to you about what you know what I mean?
That's such a good point.
Like
No,
what,
for sure.
That's a
What
good
you think
idea.
about this whole show and
You know,
what your
we
situation
should get
is.
an evolution master.
Something like that.
What are they called?
Master.
I don't know. A scientist?
Yeah, like evolution science of evolution.
Scientist.
That's a great idea, Nino.
Yeah. I mean, if
Great.
anyone's watching, literally, if anyone's watching and you're interested,
You might not be, but I'll be reaching out to you soon.
Right.
So
Right.
watch
Leave
out.
a comment and then we'll email you back.
That's a
Seriously.
good idea.
Yeah.
Really good idea.
Or talk to us on Twitter.
Yeah, no, definitely.
There
We
you go.
definitely want some more involvement from
It
you
would
guys.
be
and
interesting to
action.
see. I mean, I'm already curious to see what people.
Science is fascinating. All
Yeah.
right, guys, thank you so much for watching AfterBuzz TV Wayward Pines After Show. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you did. We did. You can follow AfterBuzz on all social media, and let's start with Paige about where they can follow
All
you.
right. Thanks, guys. I'm Paige Bonanno. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paige Bonanno.
And I'm Jordana Morfin. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jordana_Morfin.
And once again, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And once again, hit me up if you're that dude or that girl.
Yeah.
Like, I would be interested to know, and I'm pretty sure we have the space on the couch for you.
For
Yeah,
sure.
we do. Even on my lap. That was really weird. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal and Instagram at YouCanHaveItLal. See you
Bye,
guys
guys.
next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
I have to
Wait.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.